Now it's time for StoryBoard, the show where you are the head writer. And now here's your host, Mr. Steve. Mr. Steve.
Hi everybody, welcome to StoryBoard. I am, of course, your host, Mr. Steve. Now, because this is our first show, I'm going to take a second to explain what we do here. Basically, this show is dedicated to my favorite writing form, the short story. So what we're going to do is, each week we're going to come up with a theme, and then we're going to give you a first sentence, and then you, people watching at home, can call into the show and contribute a line to what will eventually become a short story. So basically, like I said, what we're going to do, we're going to start you off in a direction, and then whichever way the callers want the story to go, that's where we'll go. So the first thing you're going to need to call in is our phone number, which is 323-993-8088. You can see it there at the bottom of the screen. So you can call in and help contribute to this wonderful writing form, the short story, which is surprisingly an American art form. Edgar Allan Poe actually helped devise the short story. People don't know that. They think he was just a creepy alcoholic, but he actually helped develop the short story. So today's theme, we decided, because it's so hot out lately and it's the middle of summer, summer is going to be our theme. Vacations, trips, whatever you want to do. So our first sentence that we decided today is going to be, it was the hottest day of the year. You can go a lot of ways with that. You can, you know, that can be a nice thing, that can be a terrible thing. We don't know. All we know is that it was the hottest day of the year. Day of the year. Now, if you're at home and you're watching this and you're saying, I know where this story can go, I've got an idea, please give us a call, tell us what you think, and then hopefully we'll get this story going in a different direction. We're going to need a protagonist, which is the person that we root for. We're going to need something to happen. We're going to need an exciting action that's going to get the story going. Maybe we need an antagonist. That's a villain, a bad guy. We don't know. That's the beauty of the short story. It is that it's all in your hands. So do we have a caller on the line? Anybody there? No, nobody there. Okay, that's fine. Because that's the thing. Sometimes it takes a while for the juices to get flowing, the writing juices, the creative juices. I mean, for me, sometimes I'll sit, you know, for 2 weeks at the desk and just stare at a blank piece of paper. You know, people in my life don't always like that because, you know, they want me to be earning money or whatever. But sometimes you just have to, you know, follow your heart and write. So it was the hottest day of the year. So obviously, it's the middle of summer, probably. School is out of session. Kids are home. Maybe our protagonist can be one of those kids. Maybe he can be, you know, somebody who's out of work, because that affects a lot of people. Did you know that the County of Los Angeles doesn't consider a television show that you don't get paid for gainful employment? I didn't know that until last week, which I kind of disagree with. I mean, I put a lot of hard work into it, but oh well. So, like I said, you can help contribute to this story if you've got a call. We've got a caller on the line. Terrific. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Who's this?
My name is Douglas.
Hi, Douglas. How are you today?
Pretty good.
Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Mar Vista.
Mar Vista, a beautiful part of the country. Have you got an idea for our second sentence of our story?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead. Let me hear it.
And the cockroaches were massing in great numbers.
They were massing? Did I hear you say that they were massing in great numbers?
Yes.
Okay, that's a great sentence. Okay. Let's make that a... okay. And the cockroaches...
Ouch, they're biting me right now.
Oh, goodness. Okay, well, so it's sort of a true life sentence. We're massing.
I'm trying to be... The verisimilitude is very important.
Verisimilitude, which is the Greek pronunciation of the word verisimilitude. That's terrific, Doug. We're massing in great numbers. Was that the right sentence? I think it was. In great numbers. Excellent. Thanks so much for your call, Doug. We appreciate it.
Okay, I'll watch
watch with bated breath, because you never know where the story is going to go. So it was the hottest day of the year, and the cockroaches were massing in great numbers. Suddenly, we've got facts, we've got grisly details, we've got cockroaches, which brings up images of creepy, crawly feeling. Add to that the hottest day of the year, and it's sweaty, there's cockroaches. We're in kind of an unpleasant setting. But hey, some of the greatest stories and tales of triumph start in a horrible setting. So that's great. Again, like I said, what we've got is a lot of detail, a lot of descriptive adjectives, including massing, which is a great word, and verisimilitude, which Doug didn't even use in the sentence, but he just used in real life. So vocabulary can really tell you a lot about a person. Doug lives in Mar Vista, which is a beautiful part of town, so he obviously makes some good money, and he uses big words. Oh, sure. Oh, I'm blocking the sign, right. I don't want our viewers at home to not be able to see our sentence. So, like I said, it's the hottest day of the year, and we've got cockroaches massing everywhere. It might be nice at some point for us to get a protagonist. So if there's any callers at home who have an idea for a main character, maybe it could be you. You could put yourself in the story. I do that sometimes too. I make myself, married and happily married, in my stories. So you can kind of do anything you want, and that's what's great. So how about now? How are we doing with callers? Nothing. All right. There's probably, again, that number, in case you're trying to dial and you're not getting through, it's 323-993-8088. You can see there at the bottom of the screen there. It's a local call, but with cell phones these days, everything's a local call. I think we should continue on. Maybe I can get things going by maybe adding a sentence of my own. I know that's sort of against the rules, but you know what? When you're creating your own story, you get to do whatever you. Oh, no, I'm not allowed. Apparently, the network has said that I'm not allowed to, so they're going to pull our funding, which is just what I need. More people pulling their money. It's fine. You know what? I'm happy to let these words sit on the page and let the viewers at home really ruminate on them and think about it, because I know the next sentence that comes in is going to be a blockbuster. It's going to knock my socks off, which I got these socks from my son. They were a gift for Christmas last year. It was one of my, oh, you want to get a shot of these socks? They're nice. I think they're wool. But my son, he loves stories too. I used to tell him stories back at our old house. He still lives there, and I'll sometimes stop by and tell him stories. It's a great experience. It's a great way for families and kids to bond together, is just tell them stories. So maybe you've got a story that you tell someone in your family, and you want to take a piece of that and put it in here. Because right now, all we know is that it's the hottest day of the year, and the cockroaches were massing in great numbers. Sounds like we're in a dark, dirty place, maybe in an alleyway with garbage and depressed people, or something along those lines. As I said, the short story was originally developed by Edgar Allan Poe, who is famous, of course, for his horror tales like The Telltale Heart and The Cask of Amontillado and The Pit and the Pendulum. My son likes the alliteration in that one, Pit and the Pendulum. But he also helped develop what we consider to be the modern short story. It was under a certain amount of pages, and it told the story in a concise, brief moment. So just a little tidbit of information about the short story. The reason I like them so much is because you can tell a lot of information in a short period of time. You don't waste a lot of time on flowery descriptions of the setting and this. You got to jump right into the plot. You got to jump right into the story. And here we've jumped right in. It's the hottest day of the year, so we know the time of year, we know it's summer, and we know that the cockroaches were massing in great numbers, and we know that we have another caller on the line. Hello, caller, what's your name?